Hi, so my name is Lena Tran. I'm from Santa Ana, California. I graduated UCLA in 2019 with a degree in microbiology, immunology, and molecular genetics, otherwise known as MIMG. So one thing that I thought was really cool about MIMG is that it really is sort of a niche major, kind of compared to some of the other life sciences major, right? So for example, within life sciences, you still have biology, ecology, and then so many other different ones. So I think where biology is kind of still very all-encompassing, and there's a lot of different little things you learn in there. And sometimes that means that you might not get to learn certain facets of it as in as much detail because there is so much to cover in that one major. Whereas bioimmunology and molecular genetics, just like hearing the name of the major, it suggests some more specific fields within that larger field that is biology. So because of that, there's a lot more nitty-gritty details that we learn about, and I thought that was really cool that you can kind of narrow down your interest if you're not interested in biology as a whole. But for me, I was interested in the microbiology aspect of it as well as the immunology aspect of it. And then one other thing that I think is really cool about MIMG is that it's actually a very research-oriented major. So in the sense that all students who are MIMG majors will engage in some kind of research by the time they graduate with the major. So like I said, MIMG, because it is kind of narrows down into those more specified facets of biology, gets into those like nitty-gritty things. And I think it's because of that it can be challenging because there's so much detail. So a really cool resource that I think is applicable for not only MIMG majors, but any life science major, because it is available for everyone, is the Undergraduate Learning Assistant Program. So learning assistants, or as we call them, LAs, are basically other undergraduate students who have gone through specific courses already and are basically returning after being trained in some pedagogy. So they are trained in specific techniques that are meant to help students facilitate a deeper understanding of courses. So through taking my classes in MIMG, I was able to kind of narrow down my specific focus for where I want to take my career. So what really interested me the most within MIMG was the genetics aspect of it. So for me, I kind of narrowed it down to that, and specifically I'm very interested in clinical genetics. So after doing a lot of research and getting a lot of information and just doing some shadowing as well, I narrowed it down and I decided I wanted to become a genetic counselor in the future. So for me, actually, I will be going to graduate school very soon to pursue my master's in genetic counseling. And then hopefully after that, I can become certified and then start my career as a genetic counselor. So one piece of advice that I would have for anyone entering the MIMG major or even considering the MIMG major is to really utilize the people that are around you, because of you being in the major. So another cool thing about MIMG is that it's actually one of the smaller majors. So for example, I graduated in a class with about 125 people. So compared to some of the other majors, it's much smaller. And so that means that as you progress through the major, some of the classes that you're going to take are going to be smaller. So that means you might have a better, connection with your fellow classmates, with the TAs who are running your sections, or with the professors themselves. So they were some of the greatest resources for me for navigating some of the especially hard classes, because one, at the student level, being able to engage in like study groups with your friends, and then also something that was useful was being able to like teach your friends, because one way of learning something, is like it's one level of understanding to be able to kind of remember the information, but another level to be able to like reteach it to someone else. So, utilizing your peers and like what they know and what you don't know. and so on. And then as well as your TAs and your professors, you'll find that they are very, very approachable and they really want to support you. So definitely take the time to go to their office hours, email them if you have questions, because they really are, well-versed in the material, and they ultimately, will clear up all the questions you have, but also, kind of help enhance your understanding of everything. So like I said, definitely just make use of the people who are around you through your classes and everything. But like I said, MIMG is a really, really cool major, I think, that has a lot to offer. Okay. All right. Well, go Bruins!